this show is going to be about Alison's ayahuasca experience, and I cannot wait to hear her story. So are you ready to share?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't remember all the details, but there are some amazing experiences that I have had. This was my first and probably, I don't know, maybe my only, I'm not sure, ayahuasca experience. But for my first, I had a really amazing trip, you could say. Because I have heard that people don't have the best trips.
Yeah, I've heard of a lot of people having some very interesting experiences with ayahuasca. So,
Yeah, so I was actually really lucky because I have heard that people have had really bad trips. And I guess for me, being my first time and my first experience, I didn't go in expecting anything. I think I was just more open to expecting nothing, really.
So no expectations.
Yeah.
Just going there, just see what's going to happen.
Yeah, pretty much. And I had a really amazing time. I gained quite a bit of information as well. One of the things that I remember because I was doing it with a couple of friends of mine as well. These friends had met someone who was able to make the concoction, and so they were able to share the experience, and I'm actually really grateful that I had this experience. But one of the things that I do remember I was lying on the floor. I had to lie close to the heater because I was really, really cold for some reason. And I was lying on the floor and I just saw this bird-like being in my vision. But this bird being was completely black. I had no idea. You might think that it's a bad trip. You're like, Alison, you just had a good trip. What are you talking about? There's a black bird being in your head. But no, I think I have a reason or understanding of why I couldn't see who this bird being was, because this being was completely black, and there was so much color and light around him or it that I didn't feel threatened or scared or anything along those lines. And I had this sense or feeling and this being telling me that it was my partner or my future partner or the person I was going to meet. And I told Jason this, and the interesting thing about it is that Jason is part of a bird clan.
Yeah, it's one of my soul groups.
Yeah.
Because I've got many soul groups.
Yeah.
But that's one of the soul groups.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And you work with eagle energy a lot as well.
Yeah, I worked a lot with eagle energy because, as we know, eagles are all about your clairvoyance, seeing the bigger picture. So you don't step into the drama, into like overseeing everything, and so you can navigate better. So it's a very powerful totem. And when I've worked with the eagle, I've had Native American Indians help me with that as well. So it's a powerful totem.
Yeah, so I had no idea at the time who it was going to be, but after talking to Jason about it, I do realize that it is you.
Because I said, I think that might be me.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah. And looking back on it now, yeah, I think that's true.
This is going back, what did you say, 10 years or so?
It could be 8 to 10 years.
Okay.
I'm not 100%.
It's a while ago.
Yeah, it's a while ago. And yeah, I didn't feel any kind of fear or anything. It's pretty, for me, it's one of the most amazing experiences that I've had. One of the other experiences that I do remember is I was actually looking at the wall, or you could say pretty much the wall. And I could see these little tiny symbols or diagrams or something in the wall that were changing. So it could be changing from like a star to a square to a triangle.
So geometry?
Something along those lines, yeah. But the interesting thing is that they were so small. They were like so tiny, but they were reflecting some kind of holographic rainbow color. And it was really trippy because I had never seen this before, but it was all over the place. It was like literally all over the place. And I remember us listening to another YouTuber saying that she had experienced something similar. She wasn't on ayahuasca because she can see, she's clairvoyant and everything. But she also saw symbols in the air, you could say, changing, different shapes and sizes and stuff like that. And she realized that she was actually looking at the Matrix.
Mm.
I didn't realize that that's what it was at the time, because I'm just thinking I'm having an awesome trip. But in actual fact, that I was actually probably seeing another version of the Matrix.
This would be your third time
Yeah.
seeing the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, number 4, here we come.
Well, maybe you can do number 4.
I will have my notepad and pen ready.
Well, if we do actually get another chance, we will try and get as much information as we can.
I do remember somebody years ago I was listening to on YouTube. Forgotten who he was because it's going back a long time. He sat in the dark for like 4 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
And then what he said after that experience, he could then see all the lines of the Matrix, fluoro green lines or something, which represented the Matrix. So that's interesting. But yeah, off topic. So I digress.
Yeah, but that is also quite interesting as well. I don't know if I could sit, in the room in
Pitch dark.
Pitch dark for 4 weeks.
No.
No, I don't think I could do
I think
that.
your experience was a lot more fun.
Yeah, I think my experience was a lot more
and
fun.
a lot more faster.
So one of the other experiences that I had was, we all know that, or we've all heard, when people go through an ayahuasca experience, there's a lot of purging going on, both from top and bottom. And I did kind of go through that experience. However, it was more like from like vomiting. But I do remember going, okay, if I have to, then I'm open to it and I will just do it and get it over and done with. And I was kneeling over I was kneeling by the toilet bowl, my head hanging over, and just waiting because I could feel it coming. And because I was waiting, I was actually able to sit in the experience of that purging of whatever I needed to purge. And I was able to get some kind of insight of what gave me that feeling. And because I was sitting in it, I didn't need to do it.
So you surrendered.
So I surrendered to the feeling of what was causing the purge. So in a way...
So you weren't fighting it.
No, I wasn't fighting it.
You surrendered.
Yeah, I was just so willing and so open to just letting go of vomiting. Because just vomiting, that I didn't need to, because I was sitting in, you could say I was sitting in the energy of whatever turmoil was trying to come up. I don't actually remember what I was getting, because it was quite a few times that I actually was going through this.
Okay.
Yeah, it was quite a few times. But every time when I did it the first time, and it would happen again, I would position myself in front of the toilet, waiting again, and no, didn't happen. Because I had just sat there and was being in that moment. I feel like I learned a lot. There was more stuff that was going on, but I feel like those 3 experiences, I learned a lot.
I feel like that experience, I think people need to be aware of, be mindful when, not just to jump into something like that with that sort of preparation as well.
Oh, absolutely. When I did it with a couple of friends. Because I had already tried it before, one of my friends was going to wait for her partner, and because she was waiting for her partner, she was going to be, you could say, the sober one while I was going through the experience. So if anything did happen in the first 20 to 40 minutes, at least she was there. So, and she could support me through it or anything along those lines. Once her partner came, I think it might have been an hour after I was, into the whole swing of things, I was fine. I was absolutely fine. I am getting the memory of it's such an interesting experience. Like my body being completely numb in a way that I just kind of fell over and landed on my face, and my ass was stuck in the air.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just all like my body just wasn't, I guess when you take stuff like that, your body is not going to be functioning properly. That's probably why there's a lot of purging going on.
How many hours were you there for? Do you remember? Was it a whole night?
Yeah, I stayed there. I stayed over the night. I stayed there over the night. And I think I was there from the afternoon. I was there and it probably lasted maybe about 4 to 5 hours.
Okay, yeah, I'm thinking it would have been in system for
Yeah,
quite a while.
Yeah, it lasted about 4 to 5 hours. And I remember I was hungry because I remember just chowing down on goji berries as well. Just chowing down on goji berries. But then I realised that I had candida afterwards. So when I realised that I had candida after it, you hear experiences of when people, because you told me about experiences when people have had eye-opening experiences where they actually clean up their diet or they clean up themselves or something along those lines. So when I discovered that I had candida, it actually put me on a path of eating really healthy.
Yeah, clean.
Yeah, very clean.
You became veggie, I think.
I became veggie. I became carb-free. I became sugar-free. I just did everything that wasn't going to feed the candida.
Yeah, and it only took you, 12 months to clean it up?
No, it actually took me 6 months.
Oh, 6 months?
Yeah, it took me 6 months to
Wow.
clean it up. It literally, and the awesome thing about it is that I actually lost weight in the meantime. I didn't even think of losing weight. It just happened. So I didn't realize I was actually doing keto at the time. I was just trying to clean up my body, clean out all the things that were going on in my body. And I guess you could say that was because of ayahuasca. It helped me to clean out all the toxicity that I had in my body in a different way. I didn't need to throw up or purge. I just needed to change my way of eating.
So ayahuasca, in a way, supported you to step you into a higher level with your diet and cleaning you out in a different way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Which I didn't realize that there's a word or an actual diet, which is keto, which I have done in the past. But I feel this, when I went through the cleaning out the candida, it was more of an important experience of doing it.